What is up, everybody? I'm George Mossey. I'm here with my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. Last night, 90 Day Fiance, before the 90 days, season 5, episode 3 aired. Just going to jump right in. A whole bunch of stuff happened. I know we're not going to be able to cover everything. We're going to try to cover as much as we can. This is part 1. We live tweeted last night. The show is tweeting with over 14,000 tweets. So let's just talk about it because everybody is talking about it. So let's start out with Gino and Jasmine. So fresh off the plane in Panama, they go out to dinner. And we see Jasmine in her, I don't want to say craziness, but her insecurity at the table. And we see a couple of different things. We see her check his phone, which I will give her this. He checked her phone first. So he started it. So, because he did say, who is Paul? So I'm gonna give her a pass because he did start that. But with the waitress and tipping, that was a bit much because she said during their meal that they had excellent service. So tipping the waitress is not him saying, give me your phone number so we can cheat on her. So we can cheat on you with her. So I was lost there.
I mean, for her, I just feel like in her mind, she sees it as you're giving another woman money. Oh my God, you have something with the waitress. She has an obsessive personality from what I can tell. I'm not one to diagnose, but I told you I saw unhealthy signs of attachment from Jasmine. Jasmine is her name, right? So, I mean, and Gino just lets it go. And just know, everybody, before we move on to the next couple, if someone allows you to check their phone, it is only because they want the same in return. So do not don't have to look at anybody's phone, because if they let you, just know that it's coming right on back. That was set up, and he fell for it. They both fell for it. So there we go. Next couple.
All right, so let's talk about Caleb and Elena. So they finally meet after 13 years, and the first thing that I noticed was it was kind of awkward. It didn't seem like there were any sparks, any chemistry. But Caleb said that he's going to need some time to kind of adjust to dating a little person, is what he said. He said it's going to be different because seeing her on a video chat was from the neck up, and she looked completely normal to him, and now it's hitting him in person. How do you feel about the way he's reacting to her?
I think that what I said was initially true at the first episode, is that the people who are all into like meditation and crystals and aligning themselves, and they only wanted peace and harmony, are the most toxic people. Okay. He is not into Elena. If you are into somebody, big or little, you do not act awkward in this way. And yeah, maybe, like, to his point, all right, she looked normal, but you knew she wasn't. She didn't hide anything about her condition. It was always full disclosure, full transparency about what it was. So, and he's also the one who was hesitant about her bringing Elijah in the first place. And now he's kind of like, shoot, dang, she does need help. So I think that he is proving to be just as toxic is the word that comes to mind. Sorry, if you watch this. I know a lot of people watch our podcast, and I am so sorry, but it seems a little unhealthy and a little toxic.
Well, I'm just wondering if he's gonna come around. Because he said he's like, I feel like after a while I'm going to get accustomed to her and get used to being with her. And I want to see if that's going to happen, because actually Elena's feeling as though he's not even attracted to her at all. She's like, when you hug me, is it even as a friend? She doesn't even see if he sees her as a friend. The way that he's treating her is almost like he's helping her get around, and it's like a caretaker role. So when you're there in a romantic way, you have to act that way. And they didn't even have a kiss. When you meet someone, you've been talking for 13 years, the awkwardness is going to be there, but you're going to want to embrace and you're going to kiss that person because it's been so long. And video chat, I think, has really ruined our society, online and talking online, because you don't really know people until you know them. And I think this is a classic case of Caleb and Elena don't know each other. 13 years on the phone or on the computer means nothing. So let's talk about something really interesting last night. So Kim arrives in Tanzania last night after 30 hours of traveling, and she books the honeymoon suite. And even though Usman is sleeping in his own room, she said by the next night, she plans on having him on her balcony and having champagne and in the bed. And she gives him gifts. So this is my issue. I don't have a problem with giving gifts, you know, because when you're in a relationship, it's completely normal to gift things to each other. But when you're not together and you're buying gifts to try to convince someone to be with you, I don't like that, because Kim, you are enough. You are a beautiful woman. You are strong. You do not need to convince anyone to love you or feel like you are enough for them, because you are more than enough. So I don't like the situation that you're in, and I wish that you didn't put yourself in that situation.
You know, listen, again, like everybody else said, because I didn't get to tweet as much last night. A lot of you don't know, but I'm in the process of moving homes. My husband and I bought a new house. But the one time I was like, I got to pick up my phone and tweet. Last night was like a PS5 and a MacBook Pro. Kimberly, come here. Let's come in close. Pull in close, Kimberly, with a whole lot of love. A whole lot of love. Any relationship or potential relationship that starts out with you feeling like you have to convince, and convince is the word that she used. I'm going to convince him that I'm the one for him. I'm going to convince him. You shouldn't have to convince anybody with anything, let alone such exorbitant gifts. My husband said, how much the PS5 cost? $500. I said, husband, that is $1,000. And then a MacBook Pro on top of that? Wow.
2,000.
You know what I'm saying? Kimberly. This, you're giving with a clean heart, right? You love this man, and I think you genuinely love him for him and not what he can do for you, and you're really giving these things. But if you're doing it with the hopes that he will then come to spend the night with you, that he will then want to be in a relationship with you, that sets a precedent for the relationship where you're always going to have to perform some gift giving, act of service, or whatever to then get. If you keep scores in a relationship, honestly, the balance sheet isn't always equal. But already we are starting out with such lopsided affection for Usman. And listen, I keep asking what's in it for Kimberly, but I see what's in it for Usman, because he's just getting. And gosh, I don't want to call him an opportunist. I mean, people were going off last night on the Twitter. My Twitter was still going off that one tweet this morning. People could not get enough. But Kimberly, you don't have to do this. And Usman, I'm looking at you. I'm starting to give you a little
side eye. We have our eyes on you, Usman, because we all love Kimberly, and we want to make sure that you have good intentions. And what we've seen so far makes us all question your intentions. And Kimberly, if you're watching this, we love you, and we want to make sure that you are not buying him anything else. If anything, it's his turn. The ball is in his court. He needs to buy you something. He needs to fly you somewhere. You have done enough. You're enough. You are more than what he deserves. And if he doesn't see that, that is Usman's loss. Amen. All right, guys, that's it for part 1. We're going to come back for part 2 because we have so much more to talk about. Last night's episode was so good, I watched it twice. I didn't get off the couch the first time at all, so we have so much more to talk about. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. So make sure you live tweet with us every week. Twitters are here at the bottom, and we'll see you guys real soon. Thank you so much for watching.